Hey people, and welcome. If you were with us last 2 weeks ago we did this, welcome back. We just got to hang out together for a while, and I edited some videos. But one of the things that happened was I started kind of part of the way through the process. I'm not going to get to go through everything today. That's impossible. I couldn't get through everything last time, but I really covered more like the middle toward the latter part of it. Last time, hey Anna, glad you're here with us. Howdy to yourself. And this time, I'm going to start from the very beginning. I just shot a video a little over an hour ago, and I just uploaded my files. I haven't done anything in the software. The only thing I've done so far is create the project. So nothing done yet. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't yet, because it sends this stream out to more people that way. And I'm just going to be hanging out and editing a video. You're going to see my whole process. And I hope you will ask whatever questions you've got. Hey, Josh Rogers, welcome back to the show, man, because apparently this is a thing we do now. How is the baby? Let me know in the chat. That's very important. If you don't know, Josh has had a baby, and he is a daddy, and that is the coolest thing that happens. Our child just started second grade, which is nuts, but that's not about editing. So I'm going to go over here and show you guys what I've got so far and show you from scratch how I build my whole project in DaVinci Resolve. If you're not using DaVinci, you're slacking. 1. 2, I'm going to show you how I use it. So let's get over here. This is what the window looks like when you first start. I'm over here in my media pool, or rather in the cut page. This is the media pool tab. If you don't know, DaVinci Resolve is broken down into sub-applications. These really are whole individual pieces of the software that allow you to do a whole bunch of stuff. Fairlight for your music, and Fusion for graphics. It's a node-based editor. I start usually right over here in the cut page. You can go to the media pool, access things, but I usually just open a file separately and pull things into it. I've got 2 files, and what I'm going to show you today on how to, the first thing I'm going to do is have to sync up a file with a lower quality video that was recorded on a screen recording from OBS, but it has my high quality audio because this is patched in through my Wave XLR into my computer. So that's on the computer recording, and then there's the higher quality 4K video that layers on top of that, and I'm going to show you how I sync those up such that the audio matches and then remove the old audio. The baby is great. Her and Mama just left for a Mama hangout. Oh, that's wonderful. The girls are hanging out. Wonderful. And you're hanging out at home doing character sheets? Let me know. Are you making videos? How's that going, man? Josh has a YouTube channel where he helps you be a better DM. And if you don't know what that is, you probably don't want to know what that is, but you might. That's a dungeon master. That is for Dungeons and Dragons, not Andor. You need to have both. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the file I already created. And actually, I didn't do all of it. I just threw both these files, both the file from the computer and the file from the camera, and you can see the quality difference in the fact that this one is 10 gigs. I'm going to create a file in this folder, another folder, subfolder called the name of the project. So this is like business or hobby. This video is all about whether YouTube is a business or a hobby for you. Doesn't have to be one or the other, but it does have to be one or the other. And really, I think people struggle with that. So this is going to be a quick video just breaking down the differences between those. But as with any video, there is editing to be done thereupon. So I threw them all into one folder. And what I'm going to do is go over here, and in my media pool, I'm going to create a new bin, and I'm going to call it A-roll. Okay, and that's going to be all my A-roll. And so I will grab both of these files and throw them into the A-roll folder. Oh, wait, undo. Because I didn't set my project frame rate correctly, because this is going to be 24 frames a second because I did 4K 24. Nope, not this. I have a preset that I can go to, the default 24 frame 4K. Okay, great. Load that. Very good. And now if I go to the master settings, everything is right. Okay, cool. And so now I can drag, after I create the new bin, A-roll. Now I can drag those files in there. Both of these files, since they're already on the computer, they'll be read fine. Okay, minimize that. And now I've got these two primary files. Now what I've got is, again, one with the good audio, one with the rough audio. This makes life difficult because I'd rather use the cut page for my rough cut. I just can't do that as much because it doesn't work as well with multiple tracks. It's really just for rough cutting a primary track. I could get away with it if I made a compound clip, but we're not going to mess with that. I'm just going to show you how I sync these files up. I'm going to go ahead and throw on this file, which is, I believe, the file from the computer with the better audio. Easy way to tell that. We'll listen to it. It's caching. Give that a moment. Checkity check, check, check. Do I have a rolling shutter issue? Let's see. Every YouTuber needs to figure out if their channel is a hobby or a business. Okay. So yeah, that's the better audio. All right. And you can see the video quality. And now we'll go to the edit page. And you see my audio waveform is here. And I'm going to throw, I tried to hit record about the same time. I'm going to grab, checkity check, that silly thing I did. Okay. I'll just cut everything before that, and I'll know that within a couple frames, that's exactly where I want to start for the actual camera file that I've got. Catching up on some chores, then doing some research for a video. Oh, well, that's fun. Not the chores part, the research of the video part. What kind of video making, man? Anna, are you making videos today? What are you up to? Let's see here. Let me grab the actual camera file, which is this guy. And we'll get to where you can already see the quality difference. Checkity check. Okay. Okay. And I'll just grab and throw this whole file down here, and you can see how much more compressed like that audio wave file is. Like, it's so much smaller. And we'll drag these until they meet up very neatly. Checkity check, 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 check. Wow, that lines up. I think I got it to the exact right frame. So what I'll do is I'll look for some spikes in the audio. And if there's any spikes, that'll be more clearly a matchup. As a YouTuber, as a content creator, as a content creator, yeah, I do a lot of takes too, guys. Everybody does a lot of takes. Let's see here. I pick the thing the market demands. And if you love cooking under $100, if I were starting a YouTube channel... So this is all well lined up. So what I can do is go ahead and remove this. Actually, I can remove the video and the audio here. These are now synced up, I think. Let's double check. Yeah, I got a few frames there. And I can go right here. Do that. Now they're all on the same level. Well, okay, let's see. Every YouTuber needs to figure out if their channel is a hobby or a business. Oh, I went backward. I removed the wrong audio. Move the right video, wrong audio. All right, I don't need this video. I don't need this audio. There we go. Now, using my playhead, I'll keep it in line. Do that. Let's see. Checkity check, 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 check. Every YouTuber needs to figure out if their channel is a hobby or a business. Let's see. Yeah, that's correct, right? Let's see. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Cool. If you guys have questions about this, let me know. If you have any other questions, I didn't go with catching your live. You did it! Wonderful. Welcome, Summer. I didn't show this part last time because I thought this is the part nobody really wants to see, but I had some questions about how I actually do it. There's a new D&D book coming out. Oh, like edition 7? I don't know what version they're on. Tuesday, so I'm getting familiar with it before it drops so I can get a video out shortly after. Good, man. Timeliness is very important. All right, so again, I'm removing the bad audio and I'm removing the not as good video. So checkity check, 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 check. All right, and then what I'm going to do is go to my playback because it's 4K high bitrate files. I'm going to set my render cache to smart for Fusion stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and use half proxy resolution. Checkity check, check, check. That'll be better. That'll help a lot with that. Yeah, glad to hear, Summer. If you have questions, throw them down there. And if you haven't hit like yet, please do so. It will share the video with more people. And I'm hanging out here till probably a little while. So hit like and stuff. All right, so now I've got my files synced, and I can kind of treat it like I normally would. Funny enough, if I go to the cut page, it actually isn't going to show me. Well, let me see. Let me see if it will. If I remove the second layer, let's see if, and this one, see if the cut page will, yeah, it's not going to be normal again. Yeah. It's funny when you sync tracks on there, so that's okay. So you guys are going to see me editing out the junk that never makes it in my video, so welcome to that. Every YouTuber needs to figure out if their channel is a hobby or a business. So what I'll do is I'll go through and oftentimes I'll know there's a phrase being repeated or something, like try different takes. I'm going to look for the last one. Always make the last the best is kind of the mantra for this. As a YouTuber, the most primary question you need As a YouTuber, the most primary question you need to answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. That might be it. So let's see if it's the last one. As a YouTuber, as a content creator, the most primary... I probably did it a few times. Let's see. How about, are we here? You cannot... I'm serious. Nope, that's not it. Let's go here. As a content creator... As a YouTuber, the most primary question you need to answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. Nope. Is a hobby... I'm trying to get the finger placing right. Is a hobby or a business? All right. Is a hobby or a business? Too much. Is a hobby or a business? Okay, that's the one of those. So I know I want that, and I don't want any of this, and I do want the last take here. As a YouTuber, the most primary question you need to answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. So that's the last take from the first phrase I want. As a YouTuber, the most primary question... And notice, I jump as tightly as I can right in there, because when the video starts, as a YouTuber, the most primary question you need to answer is whether your channel is... Cut right there. So I know everything before that I don't want. Okay. Is a hobby. And I think I don't want these. Is a hobby. I think I'm going to cut it super tight here. The answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. And that's a bit of a hard cut, but I also know I'm going to jump in there to cover that, and I might do a J cut there too. Let's see. The answer is whether your channel is a hobby. It's actually, there's not enough space there. So I'm going to have to undo that cut and maybe... I cut that one too hard. That's it. Let's see if that's better. Your channel is a hobby or a business. Feels hard. We're going to figure it out. Is a hobby or a business? No, that's way better. What am I doing? Yeah, that's the one. Answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. Yeah, we can work with that. Business. Always look from the camera. Away from the camera too early. Right there. All right, so getting a little too fine for this. Let's see. Cut this. I'm serious. You okay, so how many times did I say I'm serious? I'm serious. This is serious. You can't choose both. I'm serious. And see, I'm not listening to all of these. Again, I always want my last one to be my best one. And in this video, if I do one that's not as good as the previous one, I'm going to do another take. I'm going to help you decide by breaking... And in this video, I'm going to... Long term, you can't do... Seriously. That's the one, I think, because that was the last one. So we're just going to kill this. Is a hobby or a business? Seriously. Long term, you can't... Got a little too much space here. Or a business. Seriously, long term, you can't do both. And in this video, I'm going to show you both. And in this, okay, you can't do both. And in this video, so now I'm looking for. And in this video, I'm going to break. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to help you decide by breaking down the 3 primary distinctions between business and hobby. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, that's the last one. So that one we want. And in this video, I think. And in this video, Yep, so then... Wait. And in this video... Very good. So... You can't do both. And in this video... So this is where I need to cut. You can't do... Long term, you can't do both. Okay, we'll cut that out. Seriously, long term, you can't do both. And in this video, I'm going to help you decide by breaking down the 3 primary distinctions between business and hobby. Okay, cool. Welcome to Creator People. Welcome to Creator People. I'm Brandon. How many times can I say welcome? And the first important distinction you need to understand between a business. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. I'm Brandon. On this channel, we're all about. No, I'm not doing that. Welcome back. Or welcome back. I'm Brandon. Welcome back. I'm Brandon. I wasn't looking at the camera, so can't use that. So we only have one cut to work with. Bad job, Brandon. Cut. Between business and hobby. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. I'm Brandon. On this channel, hobby. Cutting there. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. I'm Brandon. On this channel, we're all about helping family friends. And I'm not doing one of those because that's a bad idea. And the first important I'm Brandon, and the first important distinction, that's what we're doing. If you guys have questions about any of this, let me know in the chat. I'm just here to show you what I'm doing and practice what I preach and answer any questions you guys have. I'm Brandon, and the first important... I'm going to do another frame here. No, I think we need to actually undo that cut probably because that was probably a little too long. On this channel, I think probably we'll do this. And now let's see. Cut that. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. I'm Brandon, and the first important distinction you need to understand between business and a hobby is the level of commitment. See, with a hobby, it's something you can pick up or pick. It's something you can pick. It's something you can pick. A hobby. With a hobby, break. It's something you can pick up or pick. It's something you can pick up or put down. I like to play video games, but I'm a dad, and I have a business to run. Okay. Delete. It's something you can pick up or put down. I like to play video games, but I'm a dad, and I have a business to run, and I'm a husband, and like those things take time. And so I can pick up that video game or put it down when I want to. That's because it's a hobby. I don't have to be committed to that video game. But if that video... Okay, cut out all the empty spaces. That's the big goal here. I don't have to be committed to that video game. But if that video game were my business, if I were a game streamer, for instance, whether or not I want to play a... There we go. If I were a game streamer, but if that video game were my business... We'll go back here. Cut. Video game. But kill that silence. But if that video game were my business, if I were a game streamer, if I were a game streamer, for instance, whether or not I want to play a certain game, that might be the game I need to play because that's where my money's coming from. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. My children are something... Oh, that's not a good idea. That might be the game I need to play because that's where my money's coming from. I must be committed to it. Okay, and then the bad analogy gets removed. Oh, that's not a good idea because kids aren't a business. My wife does ultrasound. There, that's a good one. We pull that out. My wife does ultrasound. She's committed to going in there. That's her business. And getting work done. That's her business. So another thing I try to do if I'm going through the rough cut, and I know that I'm going to want to punch something in there for emphasis later, even if it flows fine, it doesn't need a cut, I'm going to throw a cut in there just as a reminder to myself that I want to have a cut. Oh, I'm not. Okay. I wasn't recording that, so I'm going to try it one more time. One of the things, because I'm recording for content, of course. One of the things I like to do, or I'll just do this. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Yeah. One of the things I do is when I'm doing my rough cut is I'll actually put a cut in places that don't need a cut for flow if I know I'm going to want to emphasize something later. So right here, you can see she's committed. That wasn't the one I meant to put. Right here, you can see I want to emphasize committed to going in there. That's her business. That's her business. That's like a little aside. So I'm going to jump in there a little bit. So going in there, I'm going to just, even though it's just the rough cut, I'm going to throw a cut there. Because when I see a little cut like that, I'm very likely to remember, oh, well, that I need to emphasize or separate that, make it smoother. Just going to throw a quick punch in there. And getting work done. There's a bit of a pause there. It doesn't need to be. Going in there, that's her business. And getting work done. If this. And get. There's a. Kill that. To going in there, that's her business. And getting work done. If it were a hobby, it wouldn't make that much money. And she'd have some pretty messed up patients. And that's not it. And she'd have some pretty upset patients. And she'd have some pretty. Make that much money. Okay. And she'd have some pretty messed up patients. And she'd have some pretty upset patients. Okay, I'm probably leaving a little too much there, but we'll come back to it. Make sure easier to cut than to add. It's the same with YouTube. If it's your... Yeah. Might need a little space for that. It's the same with YouTube. If it's your hobby, you pick it up, you put it down, whatever, it's fine, but your expectations are going to be different. It's fine. Okay, probably going to need... But your expectations are going to be... Cut that. Are going to be different. Well, that okay. Now let's see if that's smooth. Whatever, it's fine, but your expectations are going to be different. When it's something you're committed to, I can cover that up easily with punches, zooms, or whatever. Growth and income and success. Of growth and income and success. And a pause that you delete. Just kill all the pauses, all the blank space. You don't need them. People click away in pauses more than like anything else. Don't have the pauses. But you actually have to commit and follow through even when you don't feel like it. There we go. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't have to make it a business, but you just need to know what those... If you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Let us know who you are and ask if you got any questions. I'm here to help if I can. Two different things are going to provide back for you. But you just need to understand different things. But you just need to know... Yeah, so... But you just... But you just need to know what those two different things are going to provide back for you. But you just need to understand and accept, but you just have to accept the consequences of whichever of those you choose. There we go. That's it. That's the one. Find the right take. And see, I didn't listen to all the takes. Again, always, I got to learn these keys, but try to always make sure that your last take is your best take. Then when you're editing, you don't have to go through and listen to every single one. It would take me so much longer to listen to like all 7 takes of that I did. But instead, as you can see here, all I did was, and I'll undo this, I had all these takes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 7, but 4, and I'm just gonna delete them all. 5, yeah, because I know this one was the best. You don't feel like it, but you just have to accept the consequences of whichever of those you choose. Yeah, and that's the last take. I knew it was going to be the best because I'm not going to do my last take and let it be worse than the ones before. Does that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, let me know. All right. And it's also really important. Nope, no, that's not good. Another big differentiator. Nope. Another big factor that can help you decide. Another big factor. Sometimes the words mess you up. I was trying to say another big differentiator. When you're trying to say it kind of quick, it fumbled on my tongue. I just couldn't. So I'm like, whatever. Another big factor. Fine. And actually, it's better to mix your words up sometimes, right? So, just cut that out, and that's another big cut. I don't have to listen to everything. Oh, wait. Let's see. When you don't feel like it. But you just have to accept the consequences of whichever of those you choose. Another big factor that can help you decide of those you choose. Okay, that's enough. There was too much, just a little too much space there. So we just delete those guys. Another big factor that can help you decide whether it's your business or your hobby is what you focus on. Your topic, your niche, your target audience. See with a... Hi, Yuri. Oh, Yuri Nader. Yes, Yuri Nader. You can ask questions. We'll see how that goes. Please enjoy. Target audience. See with a hobby, you can pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Your business or your hobby is what you focus on. Your topic, your niche, your target audience. See with a hobby, you can pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter. it doesn't matter. Let's say you have a cooking hobby. I like to cook a lot. A cooking hobby. I like to cook a lot. We'll see. So yeah, just looking for pauses right now for the rough cut.
If it's a hobby,
Thanks. I don't know if I know Joe from school. I don't think I know Joe. You'll have to tell me who Joe is. I like to cook a lot.
if it's a hobby, I can cook anything I want. If I want to cook liver,
Joe Mama. All right, Yuri. I was waiting, considering your name is Yuri Nader. You're welcome here, man. If you actually got questions, awesome. Joe Mama. I was dear friends with Joe Mama. Joe Mama was valuable to me at a time when life was hard. Yeah, I know Joe Mama. All right.
anything I want.
Let's see here.
If I want to cook I can cook anything I want. If I want to cook liver, I'm going to cook liver. I don't want to cook liver. I'm going to cook liver.
Quick additional editing thought: when you're shooting, or rather, not really editing, but for recording, when you're shooting, thoughts will come to you sometimes that are a little funny, that actually might be mildly like controversial, like liver. Who likes liver? Well, if it's something somebody might have an opinion on, that's an opportunity to get them to comment on something. So stop yourself and go, hey, do you like liver? Put that in the comments if you do. That kind of thing. It's a little thing, but it actually can help to drive engagement.
If I want to cook liver, I'm going to cook liver.
Cut that tight right there so I can punch it.
I'm going to cook liver. I don't want to cook liver.
Hey, dude, absolutely. Yuri, you came in here and you were like a kind troll. I'll take it, man. Joe Mama is entirely acceptable. I was worried where it was going to go. I'll take Joe Mama any day, man. Summer, you do like liver. Okay, Summer, I like Braunschweiger, which is like a liver sausage with onions. Do you like just liver and onions, or like do you like it? How do you cook it that you like it? Do you soak it? I know some people brine it. Let me know. Yuri, do you like liver? I want to know that. Please let me know, Yuri. Or do you prefer Mr. Nader? Just let me know. I don't want to cook liver. Do any of you actually cook liver? Do any of to cook liver? Do any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know in the comments below? Do any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know in the comments below? There we go. That's the one. Cook liver. Do any of you actually? And the reason I chose that wait, I actually want to learn editing, but it seems intimidating. I'm currently saving up to buy a Mac. Also, no, I don't. Okay, cool. Yuri, I don't either. Editing can be super intimidating. By the way, you don't have to have a Mac to edit well. In fact, sometimes it's not the best choice. The new M1, M2 chips, all those are actually really good. But if you're not naturally a Mac person, a Mac doesn't make a better editing machine because of its OS. It's just a lot of people that work in design and production world are more comfortable with Macs, so they go with them. So if you can get on sale, a lot of times like the Dell G15 with like a GeForce 3060 or 3050 Ti, and like a Ryzen 5700H or 5800H. If you can get that, my buddy did on sale a while back, a refurb for like $850. That's really good. And you're not getting a lot of Mac for $850. It's an option, and that'll edit just as well, probably. I want to be, okay, there's something called liver mush from a tiny town in North Carolina that you slice, fry, and eat on. That sounds so much like Braunschweiger. Hold on a second, like liverwurst. Hold on. Liver mush versus liverwurst. Is there a difference? Okay, liver mush is a southern United States pork food product prepared using pig liver. Yeah, it sounds like parts of pig heads, cornmeal, and sweet. Ooh, the regional cuisine is common in North Carolina, Western. It's typically consumed as a breakfast. I mean, I'd probably eat that.
I would probably eat this. That's interesting. Okay, let me go back to my... I gotta go back. We're not talking about liver. This is not a liver live stream. I'm saving up for a Mac for music, not... Okay, yeah, but Final Cut seems more user-friendly. Yeah, I think that if you've got it, Final Cut does seem a little more learning curve friendly. What I really like about Resolve, one, I like that it's free. Two, it's got as much or more features and stability as like a Premiere Pro. I think DaVinci Resolve just is the best option for pretty much everybody today, with very few exceptions. It plays really well with Mac and PC. So if you're getting a Mac, try it out. It runs really well on a Mac. There's just a bunch of features that for which I chose DaVinci Resolve, but kind of like the best tool to have is the one you're going to use. If you're going to edit, the best software is the one you'll actually use and get the most out of. And so many of them can do so much. So try it, man. And if it works for you, awesome. You didn't know when you came in here to make a Joe Mama joke that you were actually going to get to talk about editing. But I'm glad you're here, man. All right, so back to the editing. I don't want to cook liver. Do any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know? In this cut, note the reason I chose it, and I actually did several cuts of this, is what I did was I moved as I was talking. So watch the beginning. Here I'm static. Liver, I'm going to cook liver. I don't want to cook liver. Now I leaned a little bit to the mic. I don't want to cook liver. I could talk lower that way and yet still be heard. And you can tell that it changes the mood a little bit. And then quickly in this next cut, what I've done is I'm moving suddenly into the camera as I'm talking. I don't want to cook liver. And here, do any of you actually like... And note, the cut starts with motion. Do any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know in the comments below? Curious. And then curious, face open, like my eyes open, cut. Suddenly, but if you're a chef and back up with the energy. Up here again, right? So we'll cut. And so let's just see what that looks like. I don't want to cook liver. Do any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know in the comments below? Curious. But if you're a chef and cooking is your business, I'm back again. But if you're a chef or a restaurant owner and cooking... Let's see. It's below. Curious. But if you're a chef or a restaurant owner and cooking is your business, you don't get to cook whatever you want. You've got to pick the thing the market demands. And if you love cooking liver, but the people want steak, guess what? No liver for you. You're cooking steak today. Yeah, liver mush. Speaking of, I read somewhere that it includes parts of hogs' heads and stuff. My grandma loved pig's ears and pig's feet. Do you eat that since you're up in North Carolina? I don't know how long your family's been there and if that's like a traditional thing for you, but I'm super curious. Do you eat the pig's feet? That is a thing I would like to know. All right. All right, moving forward. And notice another thing here. At the end of this take, notice that I don't move. For just a half second, I'm making sure I'm done. It's something I'm trying to get better at. When you're editing, stop yourself for a second. Oh, wait, you guys couldn't see that. So I'm going to go back here. Okay, right here you'll see I don't move for half a second. Today. And I stopped there for just half a second to a second. Okay, no, that's all I've got for that cut. And then move on. Then I've got a big space here. Now this actually is... Now there's actually a lot of new... there's actually a lot of... How many times did I say this? Now there's actually a fair... but if you want to know more, there's actually a fair... There. Now there's actually a fair amount of nuance to this. It's a pretty complicated topic. But if you want to... Okay, so a couple things here. Don't eat all these, and I didn't have to listen to all those takes. That's nice, right? No liver for you. You're cooking steak today. Now, there's actually a fair amount of nuance to this. It's a pretty complicated topic. But if you want... So there's an don't need that. Topic, and it's not a helpful You know, and you know what else? It's not a helpful It's a I'm thinking. I'm trying to catch my thoughts. But if you want to know more about how to figure out... So, but, I'm starting with but if instead of pretty complicated topic, but if you want to know more about how to figure out what your people want in the first place, I'm making content on that, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it when it comes out. So I made a video on finding your niche. Do you think a person should create separate accounts for separate... Yes, Yuri! This is... Okay, man, you didn't know this, but you're like, I'm going to have to pin this content. Hold on. Yuri, separate accounts. Yeah, let's do this. So... Yuri just asked a question about whether people should create separate accounts for separate interests. Yes, interests. Yeah. Whether people should create separate accounts for separate interests. Yes, 100% you should create a separate account. Here's why. YouTube wants to align you. They want to put you in a bucket with a certain type of person based primarily, and there's other factors, but primarily on that person's interests. What kinds of things are they searching? When they see a thumbnail about X, Y, or Z, which of those do they click on? Is it X or Y or Z? And so if you're making thumbnails, if you're making videos about a lot of different content, here's what'll happen. Let's say you make a video on headphones one day, okay? If you make a video on headphones, you might get a few new subscribers who are like, oh, I'm curious about headphone reviews. Like, I want that. Okay. And then another day, you make videos on pens. Okay, well, some people are going to click on that, and they'll sub because they want to know about pens, but the people who want to know about headphones are probably not hanging out with you. They're not going to rock with that as much. Okay, so then you make another day a video about cheap YouTube lights. Okay, well, that's cool, and there are definitely people who want to see that, but the people who want to watch stuff on the YouTube lights might not want to know about the headlights and the headphones, and they may not want to know about the headphones, and the people who want to know about the headphones may not want to know about the pens, and all of a sudden you've made 10 topics, and on any given video, if you're only doing 10 topics, right, 10% of your audience might be interested. What percentage of those are actually going to be interested in that specific video? You are hurting yourself badly by making videos on many topics. Now, it's not really about topic, it's more about audience. So think about a person, not about a topic. Think about a person and what they're interested in. So maybe your core audience, your target audience is what I tell people, is a 25-year-old plumber. I don't know why. He's a 25-year-old plumber. He's really interested in plumbing. If you want him, and what you want to do is add value to that person, not just show them stuff. You want to give them something valuable. So start making videos that plumber is going to be interested in. And if you make a cat video, he might be interested in it, but it's not as likely. If you've got multiple interests, do multiple channels, but more focus on one thing. Do one thing really well. Guys, I'm not a YouTube guy. I'm a pastor who ended up in YouTube world, but this is the thing I'm doing right now, and I'm going to do it well. I'm going to give it my best because I can't do all the things. I just can't. So I'll make this topic for now, and maybe for a long time to come, and that's my business right now. I'm doing YouTube coaching for people. You can check that out at creatorpeople.com, but long term, yeah, I'll branch out. I'll do other stuff, but I'm not going to be able to get as big of an audience. I'm not going to be able to reach as many people if I'm too diversified in the content I'm making. I don't know. And if I have too much diversity in that content, YouTube won't know what audience to match me with. I don't know about pig's feet, but my cousin, yeah, okay. Well, good for your cousin. Fair enough. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I don't make any money off this channel right now. I'm just here to share some free content of how I do things. My business is the coaching side. If you've got questions, man, for real, I'll answer them. And if anything, it'll give me a little clip I can cut out and use as content. I just want to help people, man. So glad you're here, Yuri, and that you stuck around. That was a great question, man, for real. Anything else you got, let me know. I actually have that video. Yeah, watch that video. You said you saw that video. Check that out. All right, back to the editing because I have a timeline. There we go. Random question. What camera are you using, by the way? Seems very cool. This is a Sony ZV-E10, and you are not seeing the best quality it can do. It looks way better than this, actually. But this is a Sony ZV-E10. It's small, and in the grand scheme of camera world, it's actually cheap. I think the whole kit for this right now is $800-900, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a mirrorless, so it's like a DSLR, but smaller and no mirror inside. They just call them mirrorless. It's like a small DSLR-ish thing. When it comes out, subscribe so you don't miss it. When it
So I think I messed this up.
I'm making content on that, so make a kit lens. Yeah, this is the kit lens. Yeah, this is the Sony E-mount 16 to 50. Figure out what your people want in the first place. I'm making content on, and that's 3.5 to 5.6. About how to figure out what your people want in the first place. I'm making content. F3.5. Let's clarify the f-stops there. Using, yeah. Summer, do not want to hack your edit live stream about Newton, North Carolina. We do eat the whole pig. Great, Summer. I love that. Eat the whole pig. We missed something when we took away tip-to-tail eating in our country. We should do more of that. It's good for you. Know more about how to figure. Yeah, and but if you want to know, the kit lens can do so much. Man, actually, I probably need to clean this thing. Sweat less about the lens when you don't have your lighting on point. I've got a very intense LED light right here behind kind of a DIY softbox. I've got another smaller light here, and I've got a hair light. So this blue on my face looks like it's coming from these LEDs up here. It's not. It's coming from a big old LED panel light right here. All right, big complicated topic. But if you want to know more about how to figure out what your people want in the first place, let's see what this says. But if you want to understand better how to figure out, but if you want to better understand, I'm making more videos. But if you want to better understand how to learn what your audience wants, yeah, that's better. That's the cut I want to use. Making content on that, so make sure you subscribe. But if you want to, yeah, we'll take that. Or about how to figure out what your people want in the first. To this, it's a pretty complicated topic. But if you want to better understand how to learn what your audience wants, what kind of content they're interested in, I'm making more content on that soon. I'm making more videos they're interested in. That breath, cut a couple frames. I'm making more content on that soon. Content they're interested in. I'm making more. How to be more comfortable on camera. Like, I can speak very comfortably on voice notes, but the second I turn a camera on, I start being self-conscious. Yeah, that's a really interesting question, Yuri. I think a lot of that has to do with whether or not you feel confident about the subject matter. That's one. Do you know what you're talking about, right? People want to know that you know what you're talking about. The other thing to be considering is your own personality. Are people around? Like, my wife's an extreme introvert, so when people are around, she can't hang. She, like, can't shoot in front of a camera. But when I go away, she comes in front of the camera as most, she interacts with the camera as naturally as anybody who's a great speaker on a platform would. She comes out of her shell because there's nobody around watching her. So there's a lot of factors in that, man. But the biggest one is probably just experience. Do it over and over and over again. I hate talking to a camera. I've just done it a fair amount now, so I'm used to it, and here I am. So I hate to say it, it's practice. Just keep doing it, man. Don't give up. They're interested in. I'm making more videos on that soon, so make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss it when that video comes out. Did I like that one? So you don't miss it when that comes out. So you don't miss it. So you don't miss it when that comes out. But it is. That's it. Missed it. When you're doing a CTA in a video, another thing is if you cut it off hard, people feel like they've been sold something. Get yourself a solid transition into the next topic so that it flows a little better, so you don't miss it when it comes out. Pause. What am I doing now? Let me go back to actually talking instead of asking you for stuff. No, I'm slipping a little bit of, hey, will you subscribe to me, into a whole thing about adding value to you. So I need to quickly go right back in. My primary thought is giving you value, not asking you for stuff. That's the thought. But if you want to better understand how to learn what your audience wants, what kind of content they're interested in, I'm making more videos on that soon, so make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. Let's see what this says. So you don't miss it. So you don't miss it when that comes out. But yes, and let's see if that flows. Goes on that soon, so make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss it when that comes out. But it is really important. It's okay to know what your people want so that YouTube can find the right people for you. What if people I can't? That's it, man. Yeah, I'm a pretty big extrovert. I'm used to teaching in front of lots of people, and I'm very comfortable with that. I get in front of a camera, and I'm like, how do I say the words? Because there's no feedback, and that may be it for you too. If you're very confidently among people but can't give speeches, yeah, maybe speeches feel more like you're being alone. I'm used to feeding off of people's reactions when I'm talking, so that you might have a similar problem to what I've got. In that case, it's just the practice. It really is. Yeah, you're right. So you don't miss it when that comes out. But it is really important to know what your people want so that YouTube can find the right people for you. What if you're making ice cream one day? You typically can't find. You're typically not. That's just, I think, right there. That makes burgers one. to know what your people want so that YouTube can find the right people for you. Okay, we'll go back. Got this. Let's see. People want so that YouTube can find the right people for you. You're typically not going to go to a restaurant that makes burgers one day, pizza the next day, sushi the next. They're going to get 3 different crowds, but never any consistency. And the thing you I'm more of an ambivert. Hey, I get it, man. That's cool. It's funny. The older, I don't know. I'm guessing you're younger, but the older I get, the more I feel that way. It got to the point when I was still at the church that like I would come home after a long day of just being with all the people for like 5 services, and I would be like, I want to crawl in a hole and hide from all the humans the rest of the day. I get that. Consistency. And the thing you want, if you're going to treat this like a business, again, you got to decide, is consistency. I'm going to try to finish the rough cut, and I've kind of been doing some fine work as we go too, so that I can go show you guys some other things, but I'll do what I can. I've definitely got to be out of here by 2 o'clock's probably too late, so distance Eastern, but something like that. Of traffic. Okay, let's see. I'll cut there. Is consistency and even growth of traffic, and that comes from specializing. Okay, so... and this is important. See, there's pauses there. I'm leaving those pauses. Those pauses are there for emphasis, not for silliness or forgetting. Is consistency. Okay, so let's see. Like a business, again, you got to decide. Is consistency and even growth of traffic, and that comes from specializing. Okay, there we go. Now, for my money-conscious... no, I didn't use that. And not to make this... and not to make this entirely about money, but I love woodworking. And that comes from specializing. And not to make this entirely about money, but a really important distinction for you if you're trying to... when trying to figure out if you're trying to... for you... So in here, for you, if you're trying to... for you, when trying to figure out if your channel is a hobby or a business, when trying to figure out if your channel, when trying to figure out if your channel is a hobby or a business is going to be whether it's a financial liability or a financial investment. See, with a... if you're here and you got questions, hit me up in the chat. I'm just editing, hanging out with you guys. Investment. And if I can help, I'm glad to. See, with a hobby, financial investment. See, with a hobby, you see, hobbies are financial investment. You see, hobbies are financial liabilities. That means you put money, liabilities. And don't expect that means you put money into them and don't expect to get anything back out of it. And that's okay. It's something you're spending money on. I love woodworking, building stuff with my hands as a hobby, and I spend money on tools and wood and hardware and paint and stain and all the things, and I don't expect to get money back. I've sold a couple things, but that's not what I want to do. It's my hobby. It's something I do for the love of it, and I don't expect anything out of it. I don't expect money, and, guys, important, I don't expect that financial investment to get me followers either. Yeah, that's good. And see, I let, at the end of some of these... there's some spaces. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces that I would normally not leave, but it's emphasis. 5. And all the things. And I don't expect, let's see here, money on tools and wood. And this actually, and I spend money on tools. I'm going to cut these because this could be like a pop, pop, pop kind of thing. Tools and wood. Yeah. On tools and wood. And hardware and paint and stain and all the things. And I things. And see here. On tools and wood and hardware and paint and stain and all the things. And I don't expect to get money back. I've sold a couple things, but that's not what I want to do. It's my hobby. It's something I do for the love of it. It's my hobby.
Zoom out.
That's not what I do. It's my hobby. It's something I do for the love of it, and I don't expect anything out of it. I don't expect money, and, guys, important, I don't expect that, guys, important, I don't expect that financial investment to get me followers either. See, hobbies aren't about growth. See, hobbies aren't about, they're about internal, See, hobbies aren't about external growth from financial investment. They're about internal enjoyment and internal growth. But you don't expect to grow a following. But you don't expect to grow.
Kill all the bad takes.
But you don't expect to grow a following from it. But you don't expect to grow. But you don't expect to grow a following from it. Now, but businesses, on the other, following from it. No, not now, but let's see. Internal growth, but you don't expect to grow a following from it. But businesses, on the other hand, businesses are about external growth and influence.
Filming, hi! That's my wife came home.
An influence.
Or I thought she did. She didn't. Okay, so we got some stuff to skip past here.
Businesses are financial Oh, I can hear me. But businesses are financial. Let's see here. But businesses are financial investments. An investment is where you put money into something with the intention, the expectation, expect to grow a following from it. But businesses, on the other hand, businesses are about external growth and influence. But businesses are financial. Investments.
Okay.
An investment is where you put money into something with the intention, the expectation, the goal of getting money back out of it.
Okay.
Money back out of it. And for that reason, you actually intend to put more money into it. With a hobby, it doesn't matter. Put what you want to. A hobby, it doesn't matter. Put what you want to. Don't put what you want to. It's okay. Hobby, it doesn't matter. Put more money into it. With a hobby, it doesn't matter. Put what you want to. Don't put what you want to. It's okay. With business, sometimes it is true that you have to spend money to make money. Whether that's buying your first camera or buying a light.
I think it's a bad take.
Whether that's buying your first camera or buying a light or a microphone, for a lot of people, money. Whether that's buying your first camera or buying a light or a microphone.
If you have questions about editing, about anything I'm doing, about anything YouTube, jump in the chat and let me know.
Make money. Whether that's buying your first camera or buying a light or a microphone, for a lot of people who are struggling with growth on YouTube, that might be spending money on coaching. And if that's something you're interested in, I provide one-on-one coaching. You can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description or going to creatorpeople.com.
I think that's not as good.
Or going, and you can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description or going to Creator. Well, I actually made a video sharing by clicking on the link in the description or going to creatorpeople.com. But maybe you're just getting. You can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description or going to
Okay, so that's the beginning. CreatorPeople.com. I provide one-on-one coaching. You can coaching. If you guys have questions about anything, let me know. If you're just jumping in, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from and how I can help. I'm just hanging out editing while people ask me questions. I provide one-on-one coaching, and you can actually get a free consult. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay, I knew there was something funky in there. Provide one-on-one coaching, and you can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description by clicking on the link in the free consult. By clicking on the link in the description or going to creatorpeople.com. But maybe you're just getting started and you're trying to figure out, well, what's my first little investment? Well, if it's not coaching, maybe it's just getting some basic gear. I think I did a better take of that. Let's see. Well, I actually made a video, but maybe you're just getting started and you're like, yeah, this is a business for me. By clicking on the link in the description or going to creatorpeople.com. But maybe you're just.com. But maybe you're just investment. Well, if it's not coach, we're going to creatorpeople.com. But maybe you're just getting started and you're like, yeah, this is a business for me. I need to make a financial investment. But maybe you're just getting started and you're like, yeah, this is a business for me. I need to make a Yeah, that's better. That's the one, probably, I think. But maybe you're just getting started and you're like, yeah, this is a business for me. I need to make a financial investment, but I don't know where to put it. Well, I actually just made a video Well, I actually just made a video sharing where to put it. Well, I actually just made a video all about, oh, where is it? Well, this is going to be and you're thinking, yeah, this is going to be a business for me because I want to grow in I changed it. Well, I actually just dollars if I were starting a YouTube channel sharing what I would buy today. So after you hit and you're thinking, yeah, this is going to be a business, but maybe you're just getting started. But maybe you're just so many takes of the crash. This is a crash, by the way. I don't do outros. Crashes are a different thing. There's a video about that. I'll link it down below somewhere. And you can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description or going to creatorpeople.com. But maybe you're just getting started. And you're thinking, I have to drop. Josh has been hanging out. Thanks, Josh. Go enjoy your oil change, man. I'm literally just hanging out here editing. Thanks for joining, Josh. I do appreciate it, man. But maybe you're just getting started and you're thinking, yeah, this is going to be a business for me because I want to grow because I want to build a following and because I want to be a business for me because I want to grow in yeah, this is going to be a business for me because I want to build a following and I want to get some money out of it. But where do I start with investing what little I've got to invest? Well, I actually just made a video, basic tripod, lights, that kind of invest. Well, I actually just made a video sharing what I would invest in for under $100 if I were starting YouTube today with a YouTube starter kit. Basic tripod, lights, that basic the YouTube starter kit, basic tripod, lights, that kind of thing. So after you hit subscribe, go ahead and click here to watch that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Okay, rough cut, people. That is done. And it is a 4 minute, 24-second video. I will probably pull a little bit more out, so probably 420. Oh my gosh, it'll be a 420 video. It'll be great. Okay. So I have a video right about 4 minutes and 20 seconds-ish. Not adding any content, I don't think. The next step I would go through is to run through all of it and work on my B-roll list. I guess I can do that. I will just hang out here and do that while you guys are here, whoever's left, and whoever wants to join. If you're just joining, welcome. Say hi.
click on the thing that says like on it, the thumbs up button. I'm going to take a quick pause to go grab my water and come back so I can continue to talk to you guys. And when I come back, we're going to find some B-roll, okay? Be back. And I have returned. Hello, internet people. Or you're not going to say hi to the internet people? I'm back, and I lied to you guys because I said we were going to be doing B-roll. That's going to happen. First, we're going to do color. But actually, no, before that, this is my wife. This is my wife. This is Brigitte. She has her own channel. It's a mommy channel. So if you don't like mommy stuff, you probably wouldn't like that. But this is wife. She's real. Oh.
I'm doing stuff in the kitchen.
There's so many jokes. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
Bye, wife. That's wife. All right, guys. You stretch a bit. And the next step, actually, is not to get the B-roll. As I said, the next step is to get some color. So we need to do our color grading on this. All right. So I'm going to go into the color tab. And the reason I do it now, after I've done the cut, it's easier to do it before the cut, but this is definitely where you want to do it last. Like, you don't want to do it after you've thrown in a bunch of layers of video clips and other things, because I know I don't have any adjustment clips. I'm not going to mess anything up. Everything's in the same lighting conditions, which is partially why I pretty much always just shoot in one spot in controlled lighting with manual camera settings, because I know that I can apply color pretty much consistently throughout all of my footage. So I will find a spot where I feel like it's a pretty good representation of what color needs to look like. Okay. Excuse me. And I'm going to go over here to the spliny thing. And I'm going to go, this is here, by the way, in the custom curves. That's not, the spliny thing is not the official name for this. And I'm going to change it to editable splines. Click on the top dot and bring it up slightly and watch my face go wee. Okay, just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to grab the bottom dot and pull it down a wee bit. And that's creating contrast. It's separating the bright stuff from the dark stuff a little bit. Again, I want a very gentle S-curve. I don't want anything drastic here. So gentle S-curve is what I want to get. Darkens the background a little bit, leaves me visible. But see, that's too much. Don't do that. So just barely S up. And then we'll compare beginning and now. See, just color contrast. Everything's clearer, brighter, poppier. And then, not done yet. Hold on. We're going to go to the color warper, hue and saturation warper. I'm going to click on yellow. This weird yellow, sitting between green and yellow, I'm going to move it slightly toward orange. And watch my face. It just gets a little better color in it. Right there, not too much, okay? It changes, no, there. Not flat. See, this is what it did look like. Looks a little weird, right? So a little like that. And then I'm going to select it and the orange up here, because that will select basically all my skin tones. And I will drag the Luma up. I'm going to make my face brighter. See that? Down, up. So it just puts more brightness in my face. That's great. Now I'm going to click instead, selecting the blue, and I'm going to pull it a little bit toward the teal, just a little bit, because I don't want to warp my colors up there much. And I'm going to drag the Luma down a bit. Actually, I'm happy where it was. We'll leave that alone. Yeah. And that's my color grade. Now let's compare to the original. Let's see how big I can. Let's see. Before. After. Before. After. I think you guys should be able to see that pretty well. Everything just pops more. Looks better. If you want to know, I have a pretty. It's an MP4 file I'm shooting, but it's a pretty flat color profile. But this is a great way to help your videos just look better. So I'm gonna go back to the edit page. I think, let me see here. Can I, no, I can't do it there. You can see that just pops a little better off the, and what I'll do is go back to the color and then I'll just grab a still, select all of the clips, Control Shift Select, and then apply grade. And they all get the color grade. So they all look better. If I go here, previously would have been like that. Not as good. Not as good. All right, so that's the basic color grade I do for all of that. Now that the color grading's done, the next step for me is to find the B-roll I need. Before I start in that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple new tabs over here that I can use to do that from Chrome. Grab a couple new tabs over here. That I can use to do that from Chrome. Grab a couple new tabs over here. That I can use do that from Chrome. Grab a couple new tabs I'm hearing myself. One second. Do that from Chrome. Grab a couple new tabs Sorry guys, I have to fix. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's why. Okay, so that's fixed. Now I'm gonna go to. Maybe I need to close that. I don't know. Let's leave that. I have this running elsewhere. So I'm going to go over back to my Chrome window and find a Google Sheet that I use sometimes. B-roll list. And I'll share this with you guys as I'm doing it. Make a new tab, drag it over here. Okay. And I'll remove this list and I'll do Pexels.com. Actually, I'll have to come back to this. I'll move the Pexels thing. I'm going to move this here and grab this. What I'm doing here is I'm going to play through this at double speed. Should only take a couple minutes. While simultaneously taking notes on B-roll I might want to gather. So I'm looking for anything that I could possibly show better with an image than tell with my mouth. And I'm going to be looking for free videos and pictures for it. So we'll just start going through and you guys will see kind of what that looks like. Oh, you guys can't see it. I need to share this. All right. You guys couldn't see any of that color work either because I hadn't switched over. I hope you skipped over that and hung out. Oops. You'll be all right. Okay. So now you can see what I'm doing. And I am going to be picking through the footage, looking for what B-roll I need to use. As a YouTuber, the most primary question you need to answer is whether your channel is a hobby or a business. Okay. Seriously, long-term, you can't do both. And in this video, I'm going to help you decide by breaking down the 3 primary distinctions between business and hobby. Welcome to Creator People, or welcome back. I'm Brandon, and the first important distinction you need to understand between a business and a hobby is the level of commitment. See, with a hobby, it's something you can pick up or put down. I like to play video games, but I'm a dad, and I have a business to run, and I'm a husband, and like those things take time. And so I can pick up that video game and put it down when I want to.
That's because it's a hobby. I don't have to be committed to that video game. But if that video game were my business, if I were a game streamer, for instance,
Streaming.
whether or not I want to play a certain game, that might be the game I need to play because that's where my money's coming from. I must be committed to it. My wife does ultrasound. She's committed to going in there. That's her business.
Ultrasound.
And getting
See,
work
anything
done.
that can have
If
a
it were a
visual.
hobby, it wouldn't make that much money and she'd have some pretty upset patients. It's the same with YouTube. Same
gonna
with YouTube.
speed
If
this
it's
up.
your hobby, like you pick it up, you put it down, whatever, it's fine, but your expectations are going to be different. When it's something you're committed to, you can set expectations of growth and income and success, but you actually have to commit and follow through
Growth.
even when you don't feel like it. But you just have to accept the
Success.
consequences of whichever of those you choose. Another big factor that can help you decide whether it's your business or your hobby
Choose.
is what you focus on. Your topic, your niche, your target audience. See, with a hobby, you can pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Let's say you have a cooking hobby. I like to cook a lot. If it's a hobby, I can cook anything I
Cooking.
want. If I want to cook liver, I'm going to cook liver. I don't want to cook liver. Do
Liver.
any of you actually like liver? Can you let me know in the comments below? Curious. But if you're a chef or a
You.
restaurant owner and cooking is your business, you don't get to cook whatever you want. You got to
Chef.
pick the thing the market demands. And if you love cooking liver, but the people want steak, guess what? No liver for you. You're cooking steak today. Now, there's actually a fair amount of nuance to this. It's a pretty complicated topic. But if you want to better understand how to learn what your audience wants, what kind of content they're interested in, I'm making more videos on that soon. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss it when that comes out. But it is really important to know what your people want so that YouTube can find the right people for you. You're typically not going to go to a restaurant that makes burgers one day, pizza the next day, sushi the next. They're going to get 3 different crowds, but never any consistency. And the thing you want, if you're going to treat this like a business, again, you got to decide, is consistency and even growth of traffic. And that comes from specializing. And not to make this entirely about money, but a really important distinction for you when trying to figure out if your channel is a hobby or a business is going to be whether it's a financial liability or a financial investment. You see, hobbies are financial liabilities. That means you put money into them and don't expect to get anything back out of it. And that's okay. It's something you're spending money on. I love woodworking, building stuff with my hands as a hobby. And I spend money Investment,
Oh,
on tools, and wood, liability. and Like, I hardware, could find and clips stain, to all the things. And I don't illustrate expect to get all money of back. this I've sold a stuff. couple things, but that's not what I want to do. It's my hobby. It's something I do for the love of it, and I don't expect anything out of it. I don't expect money, and guys, important, I don't expect that financial investment to get me followers either. See, hobbies aren't about external growth from financial investment. They're about internal enjoyment and internal growth, but you don't expect to grow following from it. But businesses, on the other hand, businesses are about external growth and influence. But businesses are financial investments. An investment is where you put money into something with the intention, the expectation, the goal of getting money back out of it. And for that reason, you actually intend to put more money into it. With a hobby, it doesn't matter what you want to, don't put what you want to. It's okay. With business, sometimes it is true that you have to spend money to make money. Whether it's buying your first camera or buying a light or a microphone. For a lot of people who are struggling with growth on YouTube, that might be spending money on coaching. If that's something you're interested in, I provide one-on-one coaching, and you can actually get a free consult by clicking on the link in the description or going to creativepeople.com. Maybe you're just getting started and you're thinking, yeah, this is going to be a business for me because I want to build a following and I want to get some money out of it. But where do I start with investing what little I've got to invest? Well, I actually just made a video sharing what I would invest in for under $100 if I were starting YouTube today with a YouTube starter kit, basic tripod, lights, that kind of thing. So after you hit subscribe, go ahead and click here to watch that.
Starter kit.
And that's it. So I just went through and found 32 things that I could use as B-roll clips for the video. This is kind of where I started with the previous live stream for editing. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to help people if you think it's going to be helpful. I'm going to cut out, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you liked it. Like either way because it helps the channel. And I'll see you next time. There's nobody there.